Hi, I'm Sarah. I spoke with the latest player eliminated from the Challenge USA. David and I talked about being underestimated, where he thought his alliance was, and that last shot.
Sarah Atwood, what's up? What's going on with you?
Happy to talk with you this morning. Sorry you're out though.
Me too. I wish you could be talking to Enzo, but this is the way the rocks fall down down the mountain. I don't know. That's a new saying, but here
Uh-huh.
we are. So
Here
we're
we
gonna
are.
make this an amazing interview, and
That's
I'm ready
right.
to answer any amazing questions you have.
Let's go back a little bit because you did have some epic moments leading up throughout your season here. You lost trivia, but then you beat Xavier and Shan in that smashing glass arena. How was that?
Um, that was my redemptive moment, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
when we're talking about my reality experience, I am an all-star. Like, let's not take that away. But I've always been an underdog, always been doubted, always been, someone who hasn't maybe lived up to expectations. That's why I look at it. And that was the moment where I took out arguably one of the best BB players of all time. From someone who made history, someone
Mm-hmm.
who had the aesthetics physically, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, what it did was change my mindset. Because then I not only did I went into that elimination thinking whoever I'm going against is going home. That's all I repeated in my head. Like, I don't care who it is, they're going home. They're
Did
just
you
going
have an
home.
idea that Kyland and
Oh yeah.
Alyssa were going to take this shot?
So this is early on where people still had influence on who they went against, right? We still
Mm-hmm.
kind of had discussions like, I'll go against this person, etc. I said no to Xavier. I felt like me and Xavier had an agreement that we would work together on this season. When Kylan and Alyssa came to me, it was like, yo, we're doing Xavier. I was like, I don't want Xavier. I made it clear. And I pulled Xavier to the side. They don't show this. I put Xavier. I'm like, yo, there is a chance it could be you. Most people would not tell a surprise opponent they could go
Mm-hmm.
in. That takes away your advantage. But I also knew that they weren't sure. So if Xavier did not go into elimination and I came back against whoever I went against, I have a partner that's going to trust me a whole lot more if
Mm-hmm.
he knew his name was getting thrown around. So there was a big moment, but there was some storyline behind it too.
Yeah. Well, then also you won containment with Desi. That was pretty epic. It seemed like you wanted to take a shot at Tyson at this moment. What happened there?
I wanted to make sure that me and Desi were aligned, and I wanted to take a shot at Tyson because he just kept winning, and he had a
Mm-hmm.
condescending comment to me early on
Mm-hmm.
in the game that I didn't like. He pretty much said, "I saved you." I didn't. After he won first two challenges, he was like, "You owe me," and I was like, "I don't owe you anything. Like, you had
Mm-hmm.
all these other people to choose from. You won with Love Island. I'm with Love Island." Anyways, he tried to use that as manipulation against me, thinking I'm dumb, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't like you." That was it, right? I don't like him after that. At the same time, this was also the first challenge where the algorithm all of a sudden put Angela and Dominic together again. And so we were all confused,
Mm-hmm.
super confused. Because at this point, I hadn't had Sarah, I hadn't had Angela, I hadn't had Cash, which I eventually did get Cash. But my fear was Shannon has a hurt hamstring. And I didn't want to risk being eliminated on someone having a hurt hamstring. So I was like, yeah, she's got to go.
In this episode with Code Crossing, you and Tyson go first. Was that the problem here?
Yes.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
was this order set up? Do you know?
It's by random. We pick out of a bag, you pick your
Okay.
name out, and it's been like that the entire season. So it's never unjust or unfair. It just sucks in situations where it's so easy to just see how people go,
Mm-hmm.
and then you create a strategy based on how bad or well they do. And so people just got better throughout the day.
What was your relationship with Angela here? Were you surprised that she threw Enzo in against you?
I wasn't as surprised as I was disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this game is you got to be very like strategic, and you got to take your emotions out of it. Angela's known as being ice queen. She can remove her emotions and really play based on strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But my emotions got the best of me, and I just felt like, in my mind, I was like, damn, it'd be so dope if me, her, Alyssa, and Enzo get a chance to run this final. And that's what I remember thinking up until that point. And once if somebody else outside of that core four made the decision for that to happen, the game.
Right.
But when it became one of those four making the decision to break that up, at least in my ideal mind, then that's where the pain of it came. And that's where it just sucked.
So did that four, you guys have an alliance, or was it kind of you just thinking BB was working together?
Yeah, it was more or less a loose alliance based on, like shows and the fact that we had got to that point. But at the end of the day, Survivor had stronger influence, and me and Enzo, especially Enzo, had a perception of not being strong players. And so, Angela and Alyssa are looking at, okay, how do we get to the final? We're going to try to go with the strong players.
Well, this arena match seemed like fairly equal. I mean, you guys have it tied here, but it goes on forever. I feel I'm exhausted with you. Was there anything else you could have done?
No, I was, Sarah, I reached full exhaustion.
Yeah.
When I threw it and I thought I was Steph Curry, and I was like, yo, game over. That was not a strategic decision. That was just my body's exhausted. I don't have the energy to even fight right now. Pray, like Hail Mary. I gave it everything. So I'm sitting here not upset, not mad. You know what I mean? It sucks to watch it, but at the end of the day, like when you gave it everything, then it makes it okay. And plus, who knows what the future has. I know how people play this game now.
Yeah.
In terms of, my disappointment in that decision. And so now knowing how people play the game, if I get a chance to play with or against said name people again, then who knows what can happen. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to be hopeful. I'm not going to be thinking, oh, we're cool. Nah, it's going to be purely game.
Right.
And I think that's the way to play it.
Yeah. I mean, this was a far better showing for you than Big Brother, right? Like, does this feel more like a show you want to keep going with?
Oh yeah, it's right up my alley. Like you got to beat me to take me, like for me to go home. Like I don't have to suck up and behave a certain way. You don't have to like me. Like I can have doubters all season long, like I did now, and that doesn't mean you lose. That just means people got to beat you.
When you took that shot, I was like, oh no. I mean, I was cheering at that moment.
That would have been a cool moment. Like who shoots it? Has anybody ever shot it and gotten in? No.
I know. I was like, that's it. No, I thought you were thinking. I was like, great strategy. Finally, let's shoot it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, how does it feel overall to have gone from being underestimated to have really proven yourself?
It's giving me more fuel. Like it makes me feel like I was being this close, being doubted, makes me put the effort behind the scenes. So if anybody's following me on social media, they know this summer I have been training like a madman. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if, what the global thing looks like. I don't know, but to be that close, I feel like my name's got to be in that hat. And if I do get an opportunity to play either that or the second season of this or something else, it's just going to be a different David. And I think people are going to like what they're going to see.
All right, you're ready. Well, I hope we get to see you again on one of these versions.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Sarah, thank you. You have the most wonderful Thursday ever.
You too. Thank you.